to the Goofball army out there. Hi at the families. Tell them to get to the next room. Tell them to go to your neighbors because we got Goofball news to go over, and it might get crazy.
Typically does, guys. If it's your first episode ever, you got like 30 seconds before we start, so not enough time to go to the bathroom, but go get a drink because trust me, you're probably going to need it there. In the meantime, the rest, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. That way you know about future episodes as well, guys. Buckle your seatbelts if you haven't already. Make sure your tray is in the upright position here, guys, because we are just about ready to get going. And like, oof.
Guys, if you want a crazy ride going forward, a bunch of nonsense, but all nothing but the truth about the Giants, listen in, buckle in, tell a friend.
Let's go.
And now, here are your Goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Two Giant Goofballs in your Giants podcast. I am Drew, joined as always by
me, Rob. That's why I wasn't starting the game.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over your sandwich.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, professionalism not always the key at the Goofballs.
I was too busy watching this terrible game to eat.
Oh my gosh! Listen, guys, I'm telling you, it's like I dread when we have a primetime game because you know we're gonna suck. We're now, 1-10 in the last 11 Monday Night Football games?
Yeah, got off.
I mean, what the hell? And anybody who thought that Mike Kafka was a serious candidate? Yeah, no, that's not a serious head coaching candidate. So, you know, let's get into it, guys, though. Let's start getting right into this shit show of a game here, basically, to put it nicely. Because that is literally putting it nicely what this game was. Now, spoiler alert, the game's over 33 to 15 we lose. I gotta say, this game, and I know I'm hearing a lot of people are already saying Bullen's over his head, the defense looked like crap. I think people are having a little bit of overreaction on my end, to be honest with you guys. I think people are looking at the score, and that's why they're saying that. Let's remember here for a minute, guys. We gave up a touchdown on a punt return. We gave up a field goal on a fumble. That we'll get into that later on the fumble thing because that'll be a story here, obviously, as well. But a fumble on a kickoff return. And we also missed a field goal, which obviously we're going to get into that one as well.
Yeah.
Apparently it's difficult to find out what's grass and what's football. But if you throwing out there for a second, the missed field goal, that obviously didn't change anything with the defense. But if you take out those two plays, the Giants defense really gave up 23 points, guys. Now, you could also sit there and say that the Patriots took their foot off the gas big time in the second half as well. But I don't think you look at this game and go, oh, the defense cost us this game. I mean, they literally made the Patriots do 5 field goals in this game. It was very bend but don't break kind of system. Definitely more aggressive than usual. Didn't see the big cushions like we saw unusual. You know,
Carter get his first sack, full sack.
Yeah. And if you want to get it even more into it, the Patriots scored 17 points in the fourth quarter. That's our first quarter. When what happened? We had to bench Abdul Carter once again, guys. Once again.
Coach's decision.
Now, they have multiple sources have said not only was coach's decision, but it was again because he missed part of, if not all of, a team activity. And now there's rumors floating around that this has been an issue all season long, and Brian Dable just didn't address it. Now, I've seen some people say yes. I've seen some people say no to that. So I don't want to sit there and say that anything is definite on that. But it seems like, I got to be honest, I find it hard to believe that Kafka stepped in and he's like, okay, now I can be late.
I imagine it's something like you get like week 1 or of him reporting to meetings. He was on time, and then he was like 2 minutes late, 3 minutes late, and then he just progressively got worse. And I don't think, like, if the rumors are true, I just think it's something that Dable just never brought to attention.
And that's part of what I didn't like about Dable is, remember we talked about this, where there was nothing specific we saw, nothing specific heard, but he's got kind of the vibe that he was too friendly with the players and too tough on the coaches, and that's just the way he was. And that's a clear example of it right there.
Yeah.
And Deb
Part
says
of-
here, rumor said neighbor did this pretty much whatever he wanted with Debo. And I'm sure. I'm sure.
And
100%.
neighbors still threw him under the bus.
Yeah. Well, neighbors threw Kafka under the bus is what he did. But
well, I mean, there's been that one classic interview where they says I forget what he said. He goes, "Go ask Dave's." That's not throwing Kafka under the bus. That's throwing.
I thought you were referring to the tweet there. There a couple. It was the last week or the week before. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, this is why he had to go. But I think it's quite obvious, just by the way this team played today, that Kafka's not the answer, guys. And honestly, to a point, I'm very glad that this happened for that reason, because I was a little worried that people are getting behind the whole Kafka could be a guy. Maybe Kafka could be a head coach. No. We are point blank and I've said it before, I will repeat it again. We are a prime location for coaching candidates. We have a quarterback. We have a potential top 5 pick. We have talent on here that is point blank not working correctly.
Yep, talented running back. Like offensive line, like as much as we've dogged it last year in the first month of the season, it's coming together and playing some good football. Like you'd argue that that Roden's having his best career year right now. You have JMS who's playing the best football for the past 8 weeks that he's had in the 3 years that he's 2.5 years that he's been here. So there's talent. Like if you put these players in the right position, like you got Malik Neighbors, you got Wandell. Look at Wandell this year compared to last year.
We don't know about Wandell next year. We'll have to find out about that part of it there.
Well, but I'm saying there's talent here, and what you want to do, like you can throw money at them.
We got a pass rush that people are interested in. I'll put it that way because they haven't really performed. Yeah. We got Scatteraboo coming back next year, go along with Tracy. There's all kinds of things that look forward to. The only thing that I can sit there and say that Kafka has done that I like is what he's done with sitting Carter. I like that he's sending a message. You and I were talking about it, in text and all. It's like this season's over. You got to go ahead and make the move. And it's funny, Anthony was messaging me during the game about this as well. You got to still make the move because what you want to do is you want to nip this in the bud, so to speak, before the next season. You don't want this carrying over to next year. You want this dealt with now. Like this is their expectation of you as a professional. This is what you have to do. And if I'm Kafka, I'm sitting him down afterwards. Like this is twice. The next time you do this, you're out of the game. We're just going to take you out of the goddamn game.
Yeah.
And if that's what happens, that's what happens. You got to set the example. You got to set the precedent right. But I'm still curious to hear more on what happened exactly. I'm still curious to hear more on if that was a recurring issue, like some people have said, or if this is a new thing. I just find it hard to believe it's a new thing. But we got to find out those details before we can have a full opinion on it there. We got to talk about injuries. Gunnar Olszewski gets hit on a kickoff return. I mean, literally the player freaking helmet dead on right to him at that point there. Literally knocked the N off his NY on the goddamn helmet. That's how hard he hit him. I'm sorry. I get it that's technically a legal move. Let me be very clear. I've heard a lot of people saying, oh, where was the flag on that? That was technically a legal move because of the fact that he was running with the ball. That will be a fine for him later on for a helmet-to-helmet hit. But there's got to be something in the rules against that kind of crap. Like that's what the rules committee needs to look at. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we need to as people call it the wussification of football. Like I'm not, you guys know me better than that. I'm not sitting there saying that. But you can't go full steam ahead, barreling into a guy, helmet first, and hit him in the helmet. You're risking someone's life.
That hands down. Like that's very seriously not just abruptly, but just down the road, you're giving this guy CTE, they give him Parkinson's, you don't know.
Yeah. And I'm not upset with the previous hit. I should clarify that because Ellis was the guy who hit Olszewski. He also hit earlier. he also hit earlier Jaxson Dart. There was issues with that, and that obviously started a brawl with Theo Johnson. Which kudos to Theo, by the way, for sticking up for his quarterback. Greg Van
Hands down.
Roten as well. He did as well early in the game. But I was fine with the hit on Dart. If you watch the replay, he was going out of bounds. He realized he wasn't going to get the first down. He turned to go straight forward. The second you did that, you became a runner again. I have no issue with that hit whatsoever. Let me be very clear on that. The Gunnar Olszewski hit was goddamn ridiculous. That should have been illegal. And again, from everything I'm hearing, reading, talking to people who are experts in refs and rules and all that kind of stuff, because of the fact he was an active runner, it is not a penalty, but it will be a fine probably later on this week.
Yeah.
But a fine doesn't get Gunnar Olszewski a couple weeks of of work that he's going to be missing now. A guy who's literally going to be fighting for a job next year probably again.
Yeah, I mean, we picked him up to do the job that he got hurt doing.
Yeah,
and returning kicks.
So I gotta say,
sat there.
One thing I thought was really interesting after he got hurt, they didn't put Eric Gray in. They put Devin Singletary back there to kick.
They did. Kicks. I know.
I thought that was really interesting. That was like, whoa, Eric Gray. They've realized he sucks.
Well, you got to wonder if Dable is trying to get his buddies back with Shane and keep Gray in there.
But they put Gray in last week when Dable was gone. That's where I was like, what the hell? And he fumbled, obviously, the very first time. So I'm glad they took that. I'm glad they took that and said, you know what? We learned this lesson. We're done.
100%. And I think as the year goes on, the season goes on, Kafka's going to be doing some more moves where he feels more comfortable making those tough calls.
Yeah.
Right? Tonight, Carter, not putting in Gray. Last week kind of looked more like a Dable head coaching style.
And he's making those moves, and I like those moves. My issue with Kafka is he has the motivation abilities of a soap dish.
A wet soap dish.
I'm sorry. There's nothing about him. Maybe he's different behind closed doors. But when you look at this game, classic example, because I think we're all in agreement that Mike Vrabel is a good head coach.
Yes.
Look what he's done here this year. Look what he did with Tennessee, with Ryan Tannehill, of all people, as his quarterback. Vrabel on the sidelines, getting everybody pumped up, talking to everybody, getting everything rolling. Kafka just sitting there with his weird, evil eyebrows.
He looks like he's plotting to take over the world.
Either he's trying to take over the world or very surprised all the time. I'm not sure which one it is.
Yeah.
And I see no name in the comments there, but Giants blew it, not going to be Vrabel. Again, we've said countless times we should open the checkbook and said whatever it takes, we'll pay you. But that's the kind of coach I want, and that's why I'm really hoping Mike Tomlin becomes available, because during the Pittsburgh game here last week, they were literally chanting to fire him.
Yep,
this guy has dealt with the quarterbacks of Mitch Trubisky, Russell Wilson, Mason Rudolph.
I was going to say, he's got Rudolph starting.
And he's still been winning. Guy literally has not had a quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger retired, and he still wins. Imagine what he can do with a young quarterback like Dart. Imagine.
Maybe behind the scenes, he's just like, I just want to go to the Giants. I can turn that team into something.
I honestly think he can. And my other thing is that, you know what else he would do? I think that Kafka doesn't seem willing to do. They didn't do what I wish they would do. When Dart does these stupid plays and takes these unnecessary hits, take his ass out of the game. Teach him a goddamn lesson. This is all about, again, if I said about before Carter, get the problem solved now. Don't wait and try to solve them next year or see them all. Solve it now. You have nothing to lose by losing. You just get a better draft pick. That's literally what you're about right now, is trying to set up for next year. That's what it's all about. Dart, on the one hit he took, early on when he was scrambling, he went to dive down and took to slide, and he did that, and kudos to him on that, but it was way too late. Harold Landry got him because he went way too late. Then you had the run we talked about before with Ellis got him. Don't turn back up. That's why you got hit.
Yeah, it's instruction to play.
Yeah. And I get it as part of what's ingrained in him, but he's got to get smarter about that. You can play aggressive. You can play hyped without doing that kind of stuff. You can. Flat out. You know? I just feel like that's a big move. Like, we got to solve that right now. And Kafka doesn't seem to be able to solve it based on what we saw tonight. And I get it. Lane Kiffin tried to solve an Old Miss. I'm sure his coach in high school probably tried to solve it as well. Like, I'm not trying to suggest this is an easy problem. Point blank, not trying to suggest this is an easy problem. But you got to find a way to fix it.
Yeah. It's also, this is the NFL. You're not playing high school football.
No, yeah.
He's in high school, like, yeah, maybe his coach tried to fix it, but that was one of them games. How much did he really try? College, it's not the same as NFL. As much as like these players go to NFL, not all the players in college go to the NFL, and you're not playing against the elite talent. So you can still stretch it out and make this work.
You can stretch it out in smart ways.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Now you're in the NFL, you got to do smart.
Now, let's talk about Koo. What the hell? So during this game,
talk about turf toe.
Literally tries to kick the field goal, ends up kicking the grass and like stubbing his toes in the turf here. And then, like, Jamie Gillum tries to, I'm granted, to his credit, he had no other choice, but he tries to like do a fake field goal situation here because there's no coming back from that. What is he supposed to do? Who's supposed to step back another 5 yards and try to kick it again? Like,
yeah, the plays are in motion. So like you see him trying to do something.
I'm telling you right now, if we don't bring in a legitimate NFL kicker this offseason, I'm going to flip my shit like you would not believe.
I almost text you at that moment, say, kicking matters. This is why
it does. And this is, you know what? This right here is a clear reason why Joe Schoen should not be here. This is Joe Schoen's abilities. Joe Schoen is the one who ends up controlling the roster. He controls the roster moves. Yes, does he talk to at this point last year? Does he talk to Brian Dable and figure out things with him and get his input? Yes. But in the end, he is the one who makes those decisions. He decided to keep Graham Gano here when Graham Gano has been hurt multiple years now. He's the one who didn't save the money on the contracts by cutting him and bringing in someone cheaper. He's the one who didn't bring competition in for Graham Gano. He's the one who thought Jude McIntyre was the guy to be the starting kicker instead of bringing somebody in when Gano got hurt and cost us that Broncos game. Well, a lot of things cost that Bronco game, but that's one of it.
Yeah, 31 points cost us that game.
Like, it's goddamn ridiculous. That is on the GM. He is the one in control of roster moves in the end. And I'm telling you, I hate to say it this way, but let's be honest, guys. We're not going to win this season or anything. Obviously, we can win out the rest of the way. We still suck. Like, that's just life right now. But I am so glad this abomination of a game happened right before the bye week. Because guess what tomorrow is, guys? Tomorrow.
Overreaction Monday.
No.
Or Tuesday.
Tomorrow is when the bye week meeting is with the press and Joe Schoen. I am very curious to see how that's going to go down. Because this team got embarrassed, outplayed in every single stretch of the imagination. I mean, I can't think of one thing that we did better than the Patriots right now. Their offense looked better. Their defense looked better. Their special teams sure as hell looked better.
Way better.
Like, that was a pure domination from every side of the ball. And the worst part of it is, I cannot stress this enough, the Giants gave up. The Giants gave up. And I'll go even further. Kafka gave up. When that 4th and 1 was going down towards the end of the half and he didn't go for it, Kafka gave up. How do you expect your players to not give up when you yourself have given up?
Yeah, all they had to do was, I get it, they're trying to pull the offsides. But you're down. You're down 10 at that point, I think it was. You have to go for it.
Yep.
Like, it's a must. You're down multiple scores.
Yeah.
It was an embarrassment. I saw that and I was like, "Yep, I know how the second half is going to be," because the Giants are really good at not making adjustments.
Absolutely.
Granted, they did make some adjustments. It just wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much of adjustments they made compared to how much the Patriots said, "Let's run the clock on this one." Because you can see, like, once that 5-minute marker hit, they just in the fourth quarter they just ran that clock. Let's just squeeze them till the time runs out.
Yeah, and we got.
And you said better. You said better offense, better defense, and a better special teams.
Yeah.
We were also out coached.
100%.
So I just need to
and out GM'd.
Yes,
I'm throwing that in there too because Joe Shane's still here. And the other thing we got to talk about is the injury now to Tyrone Tracy. Tyrone Tracy gets hurt, and originally it looked like it was a shot to the head he took, and that was going to be his problem. But you see when he's walking around that it looked like a lower body injury, and now they're saying it's a hip injury. Think about this: our running backs, and obviously not next week, we got the bye week, but the week after that could very well be Devin Singletary and Eric Gray. Because they're going to find some goddamn excuse not to bring Turbo Miller in. They're going to find some goddamn excuse not to bring Turbo Miller in. And I'm sorry, but we survived the last time Tracy went down because of Scadaboo. If anything, that actually kind of opened the door to Scadaboo getting a large role and showing what he can do.
100% did.
I don't think we need to give Eric Gray any chance to open any doors, because the problem is he'll open the door, he'll hand the ball to the opposing team.
So
he'll forget, he fumbles like crazy.
He'll forget his keys inside as he shuts the door.
Yeah, just absolutely goddamn ridiculous. So that's another thing to keep an eye on here as we look at the injuries here. And again, they got some time. If it's a small injury, maybe he takes the week off because it's the bye week and he figures it out. I don't know. Like, it's absolutely goddamn ridiculous. Like, what does Turbo have to do to get a chance? Besides give the entire running back room food poisoning on a random lunch trip.
I mean, come on. It is the month of December. It's Turbo time.
It is. It's now. Honestly, anybody that the Giants think is part of their future needs to get into the goddamn game. I'll even throw this for you. I want to see Marcus Beauregard. That's what we should be doing right now. We're evaluating the talent for the future. And we have a decision to come up soon because we have John Runyon with a big check coming his way next year if we keep him. We have Greg Van Roden, who's going to be a free agent again. We re-sign Van Roden. Do we keep Runyon? Well, how do you know if you don't have your best backup in?
Yeah, you don't have to start them. Put them in that fourth quarter when you need it. When there's no comeback. Right? Yeah, Dart on silent saying there's two score game, but pretty much the game was over. Just the way they've played all year, the whole game. You don't come back. You don't put up points in the fourth quarter. That's what the Giants do.
Yeah, I mean, and Josh Azudu is also scheduled to come off the IR. We've been trying to play him at tackle for years. Throw the two of those guys at guard to see what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, we got nothing to lose at this point. Again, we're all about trying to figure out what we have in these players. That's what it's all about right now. But the last thing we'll talk about here before we pay the bills and to get to everybody's comments and go over the stats in this game here. Sorry, I'm fighting a sneeze. I'm fighting the sneeze. I'm winning the battle. I'm winning the battle. Unlike the Giants, I'm putting up a fight. So, and this is not the game itself, but it's a little side note. Russell Wilson was officially the third quarterback today. The first time in his career that he was able to be active and was not put on the active roster. Like, that's insanity. Like, 14 years in the league, his very first time. And if that's not a sign that this has got to be the last hurrah for Russell Wilson, I don't know what else he needs.
Yeah, it's a shame because he had a very good career.
He did. Listen, there's nothing to be ashamed of in his career whatsoever. Except how it's ending, but otherwise.
was about to say, there's too many times that you have talent that doesn't know when to hang up the boots or the jockstrap, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been in the league long enough. He's done multiple great things. And I'm sorry, you can't command an offense the way you used to.
No. And, he had a great career. He's got the Pro Bowls. He's got the, he got the 2 Super Bowl appearances, the 1 ring. I mean, it's just there. It's just, that's what it is. So, but like I said, I want to at least mention it because that's kind of a big thing. It's the first time in 14 years. So that's a big thing. It's not 14 years is a long time in football, guys. I mean, hell, it's literally like 1/3 of my life almost.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the math here. 14. Yeah, it's a little bit just under 1/3 of my life. So it's a long time. So, all right. Let's pay the bills real quick. And like I said, then we're going to go over stats. Then we're going to start going over you guys' comments as well. Though I will give you a fair warning. Rob may dip out because he got work in the morning. I'm off. And we're not going to keep, listen, you don't want to see grouchy Rob in the morning at that point there. It's not good.
No.
It's not good. So,
how am I supposed to sell all my vacuums when I'm a grouch?
Exactly. All right, guys, let's pay the bills real quick and then we'll be right back.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the Goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
All righty, guys. So, see, if we lost Rob's picture, even I said he might duck out a little bit here, but we got to talk about one other thing too as well. Anthony, I saw you in the comments. I got to tell you, we did a show on Saturday night, and Jay did a $100 super chat and said point blank, "I'm taking the record from Anthony for the largest super chat." Just thought you should know that for no apparent reason.
Damn, dude.
He has set the bar and challenged you, sir. All right, let's get into the stats here in the game here. And I guess let's be very frank, guys. It's not good. It's not good. So Jaxson Dart, probably his worst stat line basically of the entire season. 17 of 24, 139 yards, 1 touchdown, sacked twice. 4 rushes for 21 yards as well. So listen, again, not a great, he's coming back from an injury. Obviously, his concussion is not like he's like have his lingering issue, obviously, but he's coming back after a couple weeks off, playing a good defense. I'm not worried about it. I still think he's the guy. I still think he's the guy going forward. It's just got to learn to stop taking hits he doesn't need to take. Devin Singletary had a really good game quietly, I think, in this as well. 12 carries, 67 yards, 1 touchdown. So listen, not a bad outing there overall. And then threw in another 3 catches for 34 yards. So I mean, listen, he got a 100-yard day. I gotta say, I think this is probably the first 100-yard game he's had in probably since last year, the early part of last year. I can't remember the last time he's done that. I could be wrong. The stats in front of me, not that I've gone through week by week here, but it just doesn't seem like it. Tyrone Tracy, not a great day even before the injury there. 10 carries, 36 yards, 1 catch, -3 yards. Jamie Gillen gets the 1 rush for -13 yards off of Koo not knowing how to kick a football, even though he's a kicker in the NFL.
Apparently got reported as a sack.
Yeah, absolute insanity. Receiving wise, got Darius Slayton, 2 catches, 41 yards, and a touchdown. I thought he got involved early, decent, but kind of disappeared, so to speak, there. Had the big 30-yard touchdown, obviously. Only got 3 targets in the day. There's got to be something where I feel like, I don't know if Dart's got to work more with Slayton or whatever the case may be. Like, he's open more often. There just seems to be an issue with that for some reason.
Yeah, because he's trying to feed it to Theo Johnson, which I'm sure you're about to.
Theo and Wandale. So Wandale is next up, actually. 7 catches, 34 yards, and a very 2024 Wandale performance. Like, that's what that is, guys. That's sanity. It's sanity. But listen, he targeted 8 times, so I can't complain because he's getting them. He's just not getting a good depth target. He was kind of like that safety blanket for Jaxson Dart a couple times.
There's a few of them that were like right there at the line of scrimmage, right behind the line of scrimmage, where it just didn't look good.
Yeah. Theo Johnson. Theo Johnson had a Theo Johnson day. Like, made amazing catches, missed balls that went right through his hands a couple times.
That one in the end zone.
3 catches, 29 yards, 8 targets. That's an issue. And he's one of the guys I think I've been watching more than anybody else this season, the rest of the way, because, guys, we know that Jaxson Dart wants to throw it to the tight end. He's made that quite obvious, and Theo Johnson has been very inconsistent with his hands. He just went through a stretch of really good games the last couple weeks too. So I don't want to give him like all crap for it. Maybe it's just one bad game, but he's been really good the last couple weeks, and he reverted back to his old ways today.
Yeah, he was definitely pushing that secondary a lot by the Patriots defense.
Key catches that he just didn't make. Right through his hands. My role, and it's everybody's role, really. It's not just mine. I shouldn't take all the credit for it, obviously, but it's like, if as a receiver, if it touches your hands, you should catch it. And I don't care if people say, "Oh, well, the defender had his hands in there too." It's like, dude, you're a freaking tight end. You're 250 pounds with a 205-pound guy covering you. If you can't stop him from knocking the ball out of your hands, that's an issue. Time to buckle up, Buttercup, and get your shit in gear.
I would say 80% of that should be caught, like when it's in your hands.
But I'm saying there's a size difference.
It doesn't matter.
I understand more with a receiver because the size difference isn't there. And I'm giving you like stats on like a safety. You know what I mean? Like, it's like he could some of the time even have like 180-pound corner on him for all I know. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I'm saying it's physics of punching the ball.
They shouldn't be able to do that. Point blank, should not be able to do that. Let's see here. Isaiah Hodgins, 1 catch, 4 yards, only target he had in the day, which, by the way, is an amazing goddamn throw. So anybody didn't get a chance to watch the game and just kind of pop it in here for shits and giggles. Jaxson Dart is like 3 guys around him about to get sacked. Literally jumps up in the air, and as he's coming down, just chucks the ball over to Isaiah Hodgins to avoid the sack. But on top of that, great play by Hodgins because he literally has arms just like that there, trying to get, the ball in and get his hands underneath so it doesn't hit the ground. So, I mean, like, literally his hands were like, I'm too close to the camera. His hands were like this as he followed, trying to get it, right, so he can go ahead and avoid, having that ball hit the ground. So, a really, really good really good game. Sorry, overall for Jaxson Dart for getting away from hits and stuff like that, and great play there specifically. Like, that was amazing, absolutely amazing. Be nice if it was amazing in a win, but we're Giants fans. We're not used to winning. It's okay. We're used to losing now. On the defense, Zaire Barnes, 8 tackles, 3 assists, 1 sack. He is quietly developing into a decent player for this defense. And maybe it's just because the rest of the defense is so shitty, he's seeming better than he actually is.
He was definitely in the mix a lot.
Like, this kid has been developing, and I'm kind of curious to see. He's a guy I feel like has played his way in to next season. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying he's going to be great, but he's the guy that you sit there and go, you know what? You look good when we had to use you. We want you to get as a backup.
Head and Shoulders are going to look at that guy and be like, we're waiting on him.
Head and Shoulders?
Yeah.
Maybe on commercials now?
Yeah. We're waiting on him. He's got to play a little bit better football, but we'll call him up.
Like I said, I feel like it's a good move to bring him in again next year. I think he's done pretty good. Paul Adebo, 8 catches, 2 assists. Again, never good when corners are your top guys for tackles. Bobby Okereke, 5 tackles, 2 assists. Dane Belton, 4 tackles, 3 assists. And Tyler Newman, 4 and 2 as well. Sacks wise, got to talk about the big news. Abdul Carter finally gets a complete sack. He has now tripled his sack total for the year at 1.5. And listen, I feel like he quietly had a very good game in this. And again, I haven't watched all 22 or anything like that for me to sit there and say for that anything I might have missed. I don't want to make it seem like I noticed every single play and stared at him the entire time, ignored everybody else. But there was a difference in the impact when he came in. Beyond the sack, there was a couple of times that he broke up timing, and Drake Maye had to throw the ball much quicker, which made it to be a very short reception or a bad throw. I mean, he definitely made his presence felt. I thought he was actually the best pass rusher in this game. Brian Burns had kind of an off night. Now, I will also throw in the fact that he was also playing mostly on the left side where all the backups were. So you got to throw that in the mix as well. You had a backup tackle, backup guard. So,
fair.
I just don't know if we can get overly excited about, what he did here. But it'd be nice if he turned a page and showed up to the meetings. Maybe he wanted it. Maybe he had a little oomph. He felt like he had to give back. I don't know. But he just got to
maybe being benched for that quarter. Maybe being benched for that quarter helped him get a spark.
Maybe sometimes you got to make a move. And like I said, I don't like a lot of what Kafka's done here. Like I said, I really don't like him as an option as a head coach.
Yeah.
But I felt like he's done a good job as far as disciplining him in a very public way. Like, let's be honest. When this whole thing is said and done, and the reporters are talking, and obviously they're doing their post-game interviews and stuff here now, probably wrapping up, but I doubt the reporters are asking, why the hell would Kafka do that? They're now asking Carter, why the hell would you do that? Because of the way Kafka did it. He put the onus and he put the heat on Carter. I think it's 100% right to do. I could not agree with him more on that one. Everything else he's done, I can't agree with, but that specific move, I could not agree with him more. I thought excellent job on his end.
Yeah, most of these players, no matter how humble they are, have an ego. Now you get to look bad in public.
And I don't think he's humble. Let me be very clear on that. I don't think Abdul Carter's humble in any stretch of the imagination.
No, probably not. He said, we've talked about it before draft day. But
you just gotta, like I said, you just gotta go ahead and make the example. And they did right in that one there. So but he got a sack. You also got a sack here also for Dane Belton. He got a sack in the game as well, as did Zaire Barnes. Again, Zaire Barnes having a good season for a guy who hasn't played football literally since 2023, I think, with the Jets, or 24 with the Jets. Like it's been a little while. So he's making the best of it. So good for him. So let's go back to the stats here on the Patriots side of the ball here specifically. Drake Maye, 24 of 31, 282 yards, 2 touchdowns, sacked 3 times, and 126 QB rating. Very good game. I listen. I don't want to say I talked trash, because I don't think I did, but I did call into question their schedule, and I say, listen, we still don't know how good they are. I'm going to be honest. I don't think that's changed. I think the Giants lost this game more than the Patriots won it, if I'm being frank. Not to take it away with the Patriots. Great game by them. Great win by them. Like, I'm not trying to be that jerk. But let's be honest here. The Giants play like crap. And it's on things much more easier. You know what? I'm going to make this very simple. I am Carlos Diaz. Why are you shaking your head, boy? How about this? Next time you want to talk trash on somebody else's channel, Why don't you know where you're at? Goodbye.
Yeah.
So he's officially deleted and banned.
Yeah.
I love people like go like talk trash, like we're not going to just stop. Anyway, listen, I got no problem with opposing teams coming in a respectful manner. You want to sit there and talk trash? We're just going to boot you. Gonna boot you. Take it to boot.
Unnecessary comments there. But
you know what I can do now, Mr. I am Carlos Diaz? I can talk all the shit about you and you can't say shit back.
The
But
Patriots
anyway.
are definitely we're definitely the team of the day. Let's not beat around. Now that he's out of here, I could say the same thing. Yeah, I could actually talk a little bit about the Patriots. They were the better team. You win 10 straight games
100%.
in the NFL. It doesn't matter what your strength schedule is. You're a good team. And Jets have multiple wins.
Yep.
The Browns have multiple wins. And I'm sure their strength schedule.
Every team's have multiple wins. And it's accomplishment. Like I said, what I called out prior to the game was calling out how many what teams they beat. And let's be honest, beating now a 2-11 team doesn't exactly strengthen that argument. But at some point they're going to have to play real teams, whether it's now or the postseason, whatever. We'll find out what they are. I just still don't feel like I have a good vibe as far as what they are yet, because again, the Giants literally their special teams alone cost them 13 points in this game.
Yeah, what they seem like is a well-disciplined team.
100%.
That has a good coach.
Yeah. And like I said, it's all a matter of finding out now what this team actually is when they face good talent. But again, Drake Maye had a good game. Not going to take anything away from him whatsoever. So, running the ball. Listen, that's always an issue for us. And I got to say, I don't think it's as bad as, again, I don't think the defense was the problem here, guys. I really don't. I know I'm going to get some slack probably for saying that. And don't get me wrong, they didn't look great. But when you put up 15 points on offense and you give a 13-point swing on special teams, defense is probably not the problem in this scenario.
Yeah, that's
Travion Henderson, 11 carries, 67 yards. So listen, he had a good game, 6.1 yards per carry. But he also got 26 of those on one play. So again, if the queen of ball should be the king, you don't take it away necessarily. But you look at that, you take that one play out, and you sit there and say, okay, so he had 10 rushes for 40 yards, basically. That's not that crazy. Ramondre Stevenson, 12 carries, 41 yards, 3.4 yards per carry. Yeah, not that great. Not a dominant one,
No.
So it is what it is. Drake Maye, 6 carries, 12 yards. So, he get a little bit out of the pocket there. But, it is what it is. And listen, dude, Carlos is back in because apparently he has nothing better to do than try to pop back into our feeds now under a different name.
Just be a spammer.
Yeah, sounds like it. So I'll just ban you out of that one too, dude. Keep coming with the accounts. I'll keep banning you. I don't give a damn. Anyway, how sad is that? It's like I have nothing better in my life than go into groups that have clearly said I don't want you in here.
Just be that annoying kid.
Yeah, he's got nothing better to do it at midnight on a Monday after a football game. Saturday. That's sad. That's sad. Anyway, again, not a great job by the defense there, but we've had a lot worse. We gave up multiple 100-yard rushers. We gave up how many other things? You know what I mean? Like it's insane. Hunter Henry, very good game by him. Like 4 catches, 73 yards. Ramondre Stevenson was actually their second.
He also had, let's not forget, he also had that, 26-yard touchdown that got reversed.
Yes.
It was offset.
And you know what?
So 5 for 100.
When that happened, I thought in my head, somebody must have false started, hold something because it was so early on. All it was the guy who was in there to play left guard, who's again the backup, doesn't usually play, didn't set didn't put his hand down in the dirt before Hunter Henry went in motion. That's what stopped that. Or you're right, 100%. Was it 30 yards?
Yeah, it was like 26 yards. So
Yeah. So that right there would have been over 100 yards for him and a touchdown. So again, great game by Hunter Henry. And he's been I feel like he's been a quietly really good player in the league for a long time. You know, look at this. This Carlos guy has another account. How many accounts does this guy have? You know, the scary thing is that just tells you he does this on a regular basis. Because why else would you create that many accounts? Anyway, Ramondre Stevenson, 3 catches, 40 yards. Keyshawn Boutte, 4 catches, 35 yards and a touchdown. DeMario Douglas, 3 catches, 33 yards. Kyler Williams, 1 catch for 3 yards and a touchdown. Stephon Diggs, I got to say, listen, Stephon Diggs, they kept in check. 3 catches, 26 yards. Matt Collins, 3 for 23, and Travion Henderson, 3 for 19. This is one thing I got to say. I am mostly impressed about seeing Drake Maye today. He spread the ball out pretty good.
He's been doing that a lot the past month or two.
Yeah.
Multiple games, 5+ receivers.
Yeah, like that was impressive. That really was. I thought that was a really good game by him overall. Like he did very good. And again, they definitely took their foot off the gas in the second half, guys. That's why I say I'm not giving the defense a pass. I just don't think they were the biggest issue in this game. You know?
Yeah.
Defense-wise for the Patriots, 4 tackles and 1 assist for Harold Landry III, Esquire, along with a sack there. Christian Gonzalez looked really good in this game. 3 catches. I said 3 catches, three tackles. Clavon Chasen, 3 and 1. He had assists as well. Craig Woodson, 2 and 4. Joshua Farmer, 2 and 1. Elijah Ponder, 2. Jack Gibbons, 2 and 1. I mean, a bunch of guys with 2 of them at that point there. But listen, it is what it is, guys. I said it to a couple people, I think I posted. I did post it on X as well. I gotta say, I hate saying this. I feel like it's like a defeated attitude. I at least like that we didn't blow a 4th quarter lead.
Well, it's because we didn't have lead in this game.
I know that, but it's like that is so goddamn aggravating. That I'm less aggravated by this. We just lost to a better team. That's simple. We lost to a better team. And Carlos has another account. How many accounts does this guy have? He already banned. He's got to run out of accounts eventually. That's what, the 5th one I've had to boot him out of?
4th. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's insanity. Anyway, just a better team. So, all right, let's get into the comments by people not named Carlos. Oh my God. Jay says, well, the Giants didn't show up either. Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely insanity. Anthony says, well, I know who won't be head coach or DC next year. Damn straight.
Yeah.
Damn straight. You know, that's, hey kids, time to talk head coaches. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I'm at the point now where I'm down to like 4 names that I'm really interested in. I just don't know how realistic they are to the Giants list, obviously. Obviously, they're not going to make that public. You know what I mean? But Tomlin, Harbaugh, Shula, McCarthy. That's my 4. That intrigue me. I don't have an order yet. Yeah. Those are the 4 that intrigue me. You know?
Yeah. I mean, Harbaugh is my number 1, but yeah.
Oh, listen, Harbaugh, yeah. I'm with you 100% Harbaugh. Listen to this. He's got 275 accounts, this Carlos guy. He's still in there. He says, don't ban me. I'll just keep coming back. That's fine. I'll just keep banning it, dude. Eventually, I'll have all 275 accounts banned. I don't give a damn.
So based, because you know he's going to troll. Instead of ask that one serious question, he's just got to keep asking about it.
It's like, it's so sad. That's like there's probably some 16-year-old kid in his parents' basement or something, or like even worse, like a 50-year-old guy in his parents' basement. Oh my God. Anyway, Sean says Kafka had same bullshit offense, need to clean house. Yeah. Like I said,
Yep.
like I said, the only move I like he's made is the whole Carter thing. I think he's handled that very well. That's the only thing I'm okay with. Everything else he's
Makes you
done.
question: did Dable really put that much of the reins on Kafka's offense? Because it looks pretty lame duck.
Yeah, it's time. I want nobody from this coaching staff minus Brasillo. And Andre Patterson, I'm okay with if we keep him, but he's not a must for me. Brasillo, I want to keep. I don't care what it takes to keep Brasillo. You keep Brasillo.
Yeah.
Offensive line is finally playing good. Don't F with it.
Thank
You
goodness.
know? Let's see. Jeff says what the F is up with Carter. Yeah. Listen, this is one of the things we talked about with him before we drafted him. We talked about that specifically, how he had maturity issues, he had attitude issues, there was all kinds of rumblings, there was the issue. And again,
Tow truck.
This stuff that I'm talking about here obviously doesn't also equate to a person who can't come to the meetings on time, but it shows maturity issues. And to sit there and beat up, and I shouldn't say beat up, but I don't know the exact details of it, but to get into an altercation with the guy who's towing your car because you're parked illegally, to the point where the police are involved, that's a huge red flag for me of maturity issues. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I actually blame a lot in the Giants media for not talking about that enough. Because I know I've gone on shows before, and I don't want to name names. I'm not trying to embarrass people when I say this, because it's the media's fault, I went on other shows before, and the host of those shows did not even know about it. Didn't even know that he literally had to get arrested, for an altercation with the tow truck driver because he was towed illegally. Because he was parked illegally.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it just didn't come up like it should have. Like, that's a huge, huge maturity red flag. And we're seeing it.
Yeah.
We're seeing right now the maturity of that. And I don't disagree that Dable probably hit a lot of it. Dable babied players. That's what he did. And this is why there was no leadership, because they didn't respect the leader of the team.
Yeah, Dave's got us. Yeah, there's no respect for it.
And I'm going to call out a couple people here as well that are the veterans of this team and the guys who are in leadership roles. I'm looking at you, Dexter Lawrence. I'm looking at you, Brian Burns. I'm looking at you, Bobby Okereke. I'm even going to throw in Javon Holland, because he's taken a leadership role to a certain degree in the secondary. And that's actually giving me a kudos when I say that part. But you, as the leaders of this defense, allowed that to happen 2 out of 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Listen, Carter is the number one person to blame. That is not me taking Carter out of blame whatsoever. He is an adult. You would make adult decisions. You didn't do that. That's on you. But if I'm Dexter Lawrence, if I'm Brian Burns, if I'm Javon Holland, if I'm Bobby Okereke, if I'm any of the guys who have taken a leadership role in any way, shape, or form on this defense, I am pulling him to the goddamn side. And I'm saying, dude,
get your head out of your ass.
That can't happen. Get your head out of your ass. You are now attached to my goddamn hip. And I'm going to teach you how to be a professional. Or else, you know what's going to happen? That 1.5 sack season is not going to keep getting you new contracts when you can't even show up to meetings on time.
Yeah. Listen, this defense isn't playing that well, but you're never going to be able to play well on this bad defense if you don't know what we're actually doing out there.
Yep. And again, he missed the walkthrough last time. We haven't heard of what he missed this time. But this is issue. This is an issue. H-Town says wash season, put Jameis back for the rest of the season. Dart is going to get himself seriously hurt. Then what? Well, listen, if he's going to get himself seriously hurt, he's going to get himself seriously hurt.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to. He's got to learn. The only way he's going to learn is by playing. That's it. I do think some of it's the speed of the game he's still learning. I do think that. But I do think also a good part of it is he's just got to get taught. It's not accepted. You got to do what you got to do to keep yourself healthy. I really think that. And I think he's got the chance to be a really good quarterback in this league if he stops that. I don't want to say elite, but he's got a chance to be a legitimate starting quarterback at the very least in this league, as long as
At the least, yes.
stop himself from putting himself in harm's way. And he's got. I'll word it this way. I'll even go this far. He has elite potential.
He does.
I think that's an appropriate way to word it right now. He has elite potential. Will he reach that potential? Find out. But you know what? Take goddamn hits on the head like that, and you're not going to do it. That's all it is to it. And again, the coaching staff has to set the example right now. If you continue to play that way, I'm going to take you out of the goddamn game. If there's one thing he hates, it's being taken out of the game. And you know what the beauty of it is? He's got 4 more years under contract. He could be all pissy he wants, because I just don't know how he reacts in the sideline. Got 4 more years.
He's a winner. He wants to win.
And I get it. But his move's going to cost us wins. We just lost 2 really close games back to back prior to this game. Are you going to tell me that he's not a better quarterback than Jameis Winston?
Oh, he definitely is.
So we could have won maybe one or both.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying he's a winner. You can see it.
I got it. He's got to understand these things. He's got to understand these things. And if he doesn't understand it, you got to drill it into his goddamn head.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. And that's something like a winner will learn to do if he's taught properly, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Is that you can see him on the sideline as we're losing today, and you see mistakes happening out on our special teams. You can see him.
Oh, God, yeah. After that coup fake
kick,
that wasn't a fake kick. Yeah.
Yeah. You can see him out and oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He wants to win. You see him on the sidelines. If you coach him up properly, he will learn not to take those hits and still be a motivator to win games.
Yep. Like I said, it's just craziness there. Deb says, oh yeah, we talked about that one already there. Chief gave. H-Town says, have a new regime coming in. Pray they set a culture and identity on the field. This is the worst since Tom left. Waste of talent year after year. Yeah. Listen, I hate to say this is the worst since Tom left, because I feel like we've said that so many times it's not even funny. Like, it's just been bad after bad after bad. And that's why we need a legitimate head coach who will set the culture. Because we haven't had since Tom Coughlin? A guy who's had any prior success. That's McAdoo, first time head coach. Pat Shurmur, second time, failed miserably the first time. Joe Judge, first time head coach. Brian Dable, first time head coach.
Yeah. Everyone wants to pick up the flashy new guy and hopefully make things work. There's only 32 spots for a head coach in the NFL. You're not going to hit 100% of the time on a new head coach. Look at what we've done the past 15 years. Pretty bad. So at this point, you kind of have to go back to restructure where things should be. And like we were talking about, like possibly the McCarthy situation. I'm not the fan of it, but that's a guy that builds a foundation and structure to different teams. And they get that winning mindset in there, and it's already built in. So if you want to take a swing after like a McCarthy on a new head coach, then that's one thing. But when you're 2-11, go get the guy that's going to make you the structure and get you that 7-game win. Yeah, that 7-game win team like we should be.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen how many games we should have won that we didn't win this year.
Yeah,
it's insane. I've never seen this before. And we played close games prior years. Don't get me wrong. Like, how many times we at the end of the season go, well, we lost this many games by within one score. Like, we're so close, it's not even funny. But not like this, though.
Well, there wasn't one score game. We just weren't in the game.
No. I'm saying in prior years, we looked back at it. You know what I mean? Like, we looked at that, and you can sit there and say that, okay, we're close. We got to get one or two more players. Maybe get an actual quarterback. and we've done this now, and we're still losing, but we're losing in a totally different way. This game, not obviously. This game is just us getting bullied around, and we just laid down and took it. Basically,
Pretty much.
that's what happened. Like this was a lack of fight, and this is why Kafka can't be the head coach, point blank. And then the talk of making Kafka the head coach is goddamn ridiculous. H-Town says also Kafka benching people doesn't matter. Still won't change his position as head coach next year. Oh God, no. Yeah, he's not getting the job. This to me sealed it. This game, no matter what he does the rest of the season, basically, unless he wins out. Like that's what it boils down to. So, it is what it is. He's just gonna ride out the rest of the year, go be a head coach. I'm sorry, a OC probably for somebody else next year. Call it a day. And he may very well develop into a head coach. I just don't know if he has the personality for it, to be very frank.
He's trying to be too much like a Bill Belichick.
Yep.
And be that very monotone. I'm not going to say much, but
Bill did work the angle of being the friend of the coach, a friend of the player, stuff like that when he had to.
He did,
and he did show personality when he had to. I mean, he's got personality. How else did he bag that 24-year-old? I mean, like that's just he does have
lots
some
of
personality. Yeah, we all know how he got that 24-year-old.
Huge hog, lots of money.
But yeah, like I said, it's not there. Anthony says potential top 5. We might have the first pick at this rate. Listen, we very well may. And I'm not against that. By the way, I'm going to say this, and again, I don't ever want to say we need a tank. I would freaking love it if we had the first overall pick, because right now we're the second overall pick. We still have New Orleans and Vegas needs to win next week. Assuming they're both playing. I don't know what their bye weeks are, but actually, no, they already had their bye weeks. That's why they're half a game different than us. They're both 2-11. Because if they win, then we stay at 2. If they lose, then we go down to 4. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So in 2 weeks when we play the Raiders, it's going to be the battle of who gets a better pick.
It might, very well do it. As sad as that, we're so pissed off we lost the loss to the Saints. That might have been the best thing we ever did. Season long.
Yeah.
Besides starting Dart, of course. But yeah. See, Ski Bum says there is more to the Carter story we don't know about. Everybody is mum and why he was benched. Yeah, like I said, we just know he missed something. That's all we know for sure. And that was posted by somebody yesterday that actually covers like Rutgers and stuff like that. But he posted it and nobody else was able to back it up. So nobody else went and ran with it. So, it just is what it is. We missed something. I don't know what. I just think it's time to be an adult, Abdul. Time to be an adult. Trying to be an adult. That's all there's to it.
Yeah.
Anthony said Gunnar had no idea where he was after the hit. Totally legal helmet to helmet. Yes, 100%. But it's not a penalty they call on the field. That is a fine later on from the league. That's the way it's set up right now because he was an active runner. I don't know. I don't pretend to know the exact every single rule within officiating. It's a goddamn book like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah,
but that's legit. That's the actual ruling, and they said on the telecast even. Anthony says JMS ready to throw down for Dart too. Yes, and like I said, JMS is developing. Finally, he's developing.
Big time.
Deb says Dart's not learning or doesn't care about protecting himself. I don't think he cares about protecting himself, to be very frank.
Yeah, he's also young. He wants to win. He's a competitor, and he's a little reckless with it. But he's going to learn that even running quarterbacks. I mean, look at Lamar this year. It's going to use an example, but since he come back from the hamstring injury, he has not played very well.
Yeah.
It's blown out on Thursday Night Football. Thanksgiving Thursday Night Football. Can't do it.
See, H-Town says it's an issue when Dart gets hit on the sack in the head then the out of bounds hit. Your coach isn't protecting your franchise and just putting Jameis in the rest of the year. Shake my effing head. I mean, listen, the problem you run into is I don't think it's the scheme as much right now, the way this game was played, because the hits we're worried about are him getting out of the pocket and running for it. And also it was him trying to, evade pass rushers. Like he didn't do the designed runs and all that Dable did that got Dart hit like that.
Yeah, but he also is the guy that goes out and changes plays, calls the audibles, and does what he's got to do on the fly, which is something like great quarterbacks do.
Yeah,
that's a potential. Like, you can't sit back there and just go down by play. Like, a football game is a live football game. You may misread the defense. You may have to change what the play is going to be. Sometimes your options run, but you got to give kudos to May. Like, he was trying to extend the play, and instead of taking a sack, he slid 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage to keep the clock going in the fourth quarter. That's something Dart's got to learn.
Yep.
Like, your awareness, like, take the slide before. Even if you don't mind getting hit that much, take the slide when the guy who goes to initiate that hit. So this way he hits you as you're sliding. And then you also get an extra penalty on top of it. Like, there's smarter ways to play it reckless.
Yeah. Got to play smart. And he's going to, again, got to learn that. It's part of his learning process. But the Giants got to help him along. Real quick, before I'm going to kind of pause where we're at here, because we got a lot of people arguing back and forth about this whole Dart getting hit in the sideline thing. That was 100% illegal catch, in case anybody,
illegal hit.
Yeah, because that's 100% legal. So he was going towards the sideline. He wasn't, with the angle he was at, he was not going to get the first down. So he turned back up. He turned back up to go straight ahead. The second he went to do that, he became a runner again. And the second he did that, that's when he started getting hit. And yes, when he saw the guy going towards him, he turned at the last minute to go out of bounds. He did not turn quick enough. You got to realize when you're watching things on slow replay, guys, that's not how it looks. That's not real time. We can look at anything in replay and say, okay, well, you should have done this, you should have done that. Yeah, it's easy to say in slow motion replay. That was 100% illegal hit. The only hit I have an issue with in this entire game, because I heard people complain about Harold Landry too with the hit, before that. Again, he slid too late. That was on Dart. The only hit I have an issue with is the one that is on Gunnar Olszewski. That's it. That's the only one I have an issue with hit-wise. Everything else was a clean hit. I know some people don't want to hear that, but it's the truth.
Yeah, it is. And the announcement breakdown. I was watching the Man podcast, and they even said the same thing.
Yeah, and again, because I see no name going back about how did he turn back up if he was going right out of bounds? No, he was going towards the sideline at an angle, then realized he wasn't going to get the first, turned back up straight. The second he did that, that's when the runner went after him.
Yeah.
So it's 100% legal hit.
He was going towards the out of bounds, and then he went like this to get that extra yards for the first down. As soon as he made that little hit change, that's like 2 yards after that, about a yard and a half. That's when he got clipped and when it got hit out of bounds.
So, oh gosh, now this Carlos guy is threatening to keep on coming in. We'll just keep on getting ready, dude. Don't you worry. Anyway, like I said, that's what it boils down to, guys. That's a legal hit, and nothing wrong whatsoever. No issues with it whatsoever.
You can make the point that it was a big hit. Wasn't necessarily you had to hit him that hard. It wasn't illegal, he did, but that's the only case you can make.
Yeah, I said
Everything he did was
Olszewski's hit. The only one I have a problem with.
Yeah.
I have more issue with the fact that the Giants didn't hit the offense for the Patriots like that.
Yeah.
If the Giants just went ahead and played a little like the Patriots, we wouldn't be so pissed off all season long. But again, this is coaching. This is why Vrabel's a good coach. This is why Kafka is not a good coach. This is why Dable's not a good coach. The Giants got to go ahead and open up the goddamn checkbook and get him in. You know, like that's what it boils down to. You know, it's like it's just a broken record, guys. We've been on this all year long. This is not going to change this year, guys. Unfortunately, I wish I can give you better news. It's not going to change. The only time it finally changes is when we get a new head coach here next year.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's why Harbaugh, Tomlin. That's my first two at this point. I think I'm changing it up even more. I think those are my first two.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think
both.
For me, I think it's Tomlin, Harbaugh. Or Harbaugh, Tomlin. You know, they kind of 1A, 1B. They're tied for me.
Yeah, it goes back and forth because you get Tomlin, you got a coach that's been with the organization for a very long time. He has a proven track record of never going below 500 in his career, with some bad talent around him. Does he keep consistently getting to the playoffs where they don't get good draft picks? And the past 7 years since Big Ben left,
yep.
So let's say 7 years, they haven't had the best quarterback play.
Yeah, and again, I think both those are good guys. I think probably McCarthy number 3 for me and Chris Shula number 4.
Yeah.
Again, assuming nobody else gets fired. That's probably where I'm at. We don't know what's going to happen, you know. So, listen, if you're a Giants fan, I'm going to recommend this. You want the Steelers to keep losing. You want the Ravens to keep losing. That's what you want.
Yeah.
You know, so it is what it is. I mean, the Baltimore right now is 6-6. They're in danger of not getting into the playoffs potentially here soon. The Steelers, if the playoffs started right now, would not be in. They're also 6-6.
Absolutely bonkers.
We have a chance to get one of those two guys there potentially. And if I can get either one of those, I'm cool with it. Open checkbook. Let's go.
Yeah. Sign away. There's no cap on you coaches. Let's go.
There is not. Just pay the men. Get them in here. Get it right. And if they have an issue with Joe Shane, and you want to keep Joe Shane, then let Joe Shane loose. Because Joe Shane is part of the problem, not part of the solution. Point blank. 100%. I only say it that way because I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna try to keep Joe Shane. So all right, guys. Well, listen, that's gonna call it a night for us here because it's 12:30. 12:30 already, guys. A lot of you gotta go to bed too as well. I know Rob's gotta go to bed. He's gotta go ahead and sell some vacuums.
Suck it up. Hey.
But what it boils down to, guys, is this is another game, primetime game. We got our asses handed to us again. Flat out.
Not just handed to us. Like we got spanked. There was no closeness of it.
No.
When it was 17-7 at the end of the first quarter, I was joking around with you. Oh, maybe we'll have the fourth quarter comeback.
You know what? Honestly, I was wondering the same myself. I really was. Because it was a potential in my eyes. Because, again, the defense wasn't the problem as much as the special teams. The special teams stopped giving up points, and all of a sudden, it was getting closer.
Yeah.
Again, Patriots also put their foot off the gas, and that also made it closer, too.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, we're going to call it a night here for you guys. We will be back, of course, Wednesday. As we go over the latest Giants news. Also, we're going to do it a little sudden different here because it's the bye week. We're gonna go ahead and go through all the the mid-season reviews of all the players here. Give you guys a kind of conversation on that there. As No Name says, hey, you're off tomorrow, Drew. Stay your ass on. It's still 12:30. It's still 12:30. So eventually we got to go to bed. We got to go to bed. It is what it is, and it is what it is. So we'll see you guys though on Wednesday. Like I said, we do our mid-season review here, which might actually probably go into Thursday as well, to be honest with you guys. Expect kind of a two-parter on that. It's whatever we've done, we've always done two-parter, done offense one day, defense the other. So I'm sure we'll have that again for you guys. Again, I'll be back again for you. As always, we are live every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday night, assuming there's no game, unlike this week, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, of course, game day coverage as well, like today. Typically we do play-by-play. Unfortunately, couldn't do it today because ESPN is just not in my TV package because I don't have a TV package. I stream, so I had to go to a bar to watch it instead. But like I said, otherwise we do have that. We feel weird. Be 2 weeks in a row without a play-by-play.
Yeah,
because we got a bye week here too. We feel weird. Anyway, guys, we'll be back here for you guys Wednesday. Appreciate you guys for watching, supporting as always, except for you, Carlos. And as always, Giant fans, even when we lose, we got to continue saying it. Kind of a catchphrase.
Yeah.
Go G-Men.
Go G-Men.
Go G-Men.
G-Men.
Go
Can't
G-Men.
lose this week.
And get yourself
G-Men.
a goddamn coach.
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please.